that was, you kind of started to answer the question I was going to throw out next, which is like, okay, it's great for governments because, okay, you know, they got, like El Salvador has however, you know, many thousands of Bitcoins they have. I don't know the exact number,
like
right off the top.
6,100.
There you go. So, you know, if they want to send it super, they can afford those fees, et cetera, et cetera. But the you and I and the people who are putting aside Satoshi by Satoshi are basically locked out of that system once this FOMO happens. So, okay, great. You know, my number go up, but it's a useless number because it's nothing more than dashboard money at this point. And am I missing something? I mean, I don't know. Feel free.
No, I'm following along. It's like I'm as you're saying that, I'm thinking to myself, okay, I'm seeing this problem. Like, would I want to say with Bitcoin, as problems have presented themselves, someone's tried to come up with a solution like the Lightning Network's idea of faster transactions, cheaper transactions. If the scenario that you're talking about comes into play, would someone else innovate something where there'd be an easy way without, like, for what is it? There's whales, there's shrimps, and what's like in between for
Sharks.
the
The sharks.
maybe. But it's like for the small fry people, you know, that we've got enough that we're glad we have it, but I still kind of wish we had more. Are we going to be in a situation where the transaction costs, where we actually want to say, like, okay, you know what, I want to peel some of this off because maybe one day we'll have a situation where we're able to use it as collateral on a loan, in which case we have to put it into like a not a third party, a multi-sig wallet, let's say. That's the situation. How much is it going to cost? You know, is it going to be a significant network fee to move that? And are we in a situation where, okay, we're going to have to come up with, someone out there is going to come up with a solution to be able to move that on chain, either to off chain or some way to reduce the cost so that it's not, well, we'll be able to secure the money for a down payment on a mortgage, but it's going to cost us the equivalent of down payment of a car to move it, type of situation. So
sorry, I just got to throw this in there, Tech Man. I appreciate you being here. Dolphins too. Let's not forget the Dolphins. Yeah, there you go. I know we're kind of getting a little off of where we were starting with governments here. But this, to me, is in and of itself an entire conversation that needs to be had, because to your point, Brian, yeah, there's people trying to innovate, but the point is that given the current level of technology and innovation, none of it, in my opinion, fits the bill, does the job. It just doesn't. Well, and especially if we go down this FOMO road. That's my opinion. BC, I know we kind of gone off, but I want to give you the opportunity to throw anything out there that you might have, by all means, before we kind of try and bring it back here a little bit.
Well, on his comment, wherever it is going to get pricey to transact, the more costly Bitcoin gets. And it's like Bitcoin's at the end of the day, essentially a living token. So you'll see things implemented to slowly adjust to things the same way as with Lightning and things like that. And that's where off-chain is going to be a big thing too, where it's like an off-chain where if you're able to move from wallet to wallet and without having to incur a lot of the bigger fees, where, okay, I'm just going to hand you the cash essentially for it. Here's my Bitcoin, here's the cash for it. And like you make sure on the blockchain that this is all lining up, you're good to go. And like that's another very easy way to get around it, because a Bitcoin was essentially supposed to be peer-to-peer. And that's where it's moved a long way. Yeah, it's moved a long ways from that. And I think that next cycle, once it gets to that point where it's like, okay, I can't really buy any Bitcoin. Okay, well, Bitcoin Cash comes to call. And that's your poor man's Bitcoin. Or name your project. That's your
Yeah.
poor man's Bitcoin. And I think that's the cycle we'll end up seeing as people get bullied out. So
I agree with you there. That I agree with that 100%. 100%.